Hello, my name is Dr. Ty-Ria Jenkins, and today I will be sharing with you the 11 Learning Forward Standards for Professional Learning and how they relate to my role as a Continuous Improvement Coordinator. The 11 standards for professional learning are learning practices, curriculum assessment and instruction, professional expertise, learning drivers, evidence, learning designs, implementation, resources, leadership, culture of collaborative inquiry, and learning foundations. One of the most important aspects of continuous improvement is ensuring that our decisions remain student-centered. In my role, I work closely with school leaders and teacher teams to analyze data while also considering the lived experiences of students. Numbers alone never tell the whole story. Understanding student backgrounds, community influences, and family partnerships help us identify barriers and opportunities for growth. Learning practices remind me that sustainable improvement happens when we value student assets, foster strong relationships, and create systems that support every learner. Whether we are developing school improvement plans or facilitating PLC conversations, this standard reinforces the importance of keeping the student at the center of every decision. A significant portion of my work involves helping schools connect data to instruction. Continuous improvement is not simply about identifying gaps. It is about understanding why those gaps exist and determining the most effective instructional responses. Through data reviews, progress monitoring, and professional learning opportunities, I support educators in making informed decisions that strengthen classroom instruction. This standard emphasizes the connection between curriculum assessment and instruction, which mirrors the work I do daily when guiding schools through improvement planning and monitoring processes. Continuous improvement requires both knowledge and credibility. In my role, I must stay informed about educational research, accountability measures, and effective instructional practices. I often serve as a bridge between research and implementation, helping educators understand how evidence-based practices can be applied within their unique context. This standard reminds me that professional growth is ongoing and that maintaining coherence across district and school initiatives is essential for achieving meaningful results. School improvement is not only about system and processes, it is about people. Effective change requires educators to reflect on their own perspectives and remain open to new ways of thinking. As I facilitate professional learning and data conversations, I encourage teams to examine how beliefs influence decisions and outcomes. This standard is particularly important because it highlights the need to prioritize the learning needs of all students while fostering collaboration among educators with diverse perspectives. Data-driven decision-making is at the heart of continuous improvement. I support schools in collecting and analyzing a variety of evidence, including assessments results, attendance data, behavior trends, and stakeholder feedback. Evidence helps us move beyond assumptions and focus on what is actually happening in schools. This standard reinforces the importance of building educator capacity to use data effectively and ensuring that improvement efforts are measurable and impactful. Professional learning is most effective when it is intentional and connected to real challenges educators face. In my role, I help design learning experiences that are grounded in data and focused on improving instructional outcomes. Whether facilitating workshops, supporting PLCs, or coaching school leaders, I strive to ensure that professional learning is relevant, engaging, and actionable. This standard reminds me that adult learning should be designed with the same level of intentionality that we expect for student learning. One of the greatest challenges in education is moving from planning to action. Schools often have strong ideas and goals, but success depends on consistent implementation. In my role, I help schools establish monitoring systems, gathering feedback, and making adjustments when needed. This standard highlights the importance of change management and sustainability, both of which are essential for ensuring that improvement efforts lead to long-term success rather than short-term initiatives. Resources play a significant role in school improvement. Effective leaders must ensure that investments align with priorities and produce measurable results. I work with schools to examine how resources are being used and whether those resources are supporting desired outcomes. This may include reviewing intervention structures, professional learning opportunities, staffing decisions, or funding allocations. This standard reminds me that resource decisions should always be guided by student needs and improvement priorities. While I may not supervise schools directly, my role requires leadership through influence, collaboration, and support. I help leaders develop strategic plans, analyze data, and implement improvement initiatives. This standard resonates with me because it emphasizes the importance of building capacity rather than simply directing change. Effective leadership empowers others to take ownership of improvement efforts and sustain progress over time. Collaboration is one of the most powerful drivers of school improvement. Through PLCs, leadership meetings, and data discussions, I help educators work together to identify challenges and develop solutions. Continuous improvement is most effective when educators share responsibility for student learning and engage in honest reflection about practices and outcomes. This standard reflects the collaborative culture I strive to cultivate across schools in my district. The work of continuous improvement depends on strong foundations. Educators must believe that all students can learn, and organizations must create systems that support that belief. In my role, I help schools develop structures that promote professional learning, collaboration, and equitable access to opportunities. This standard serves as a reminder that improvement is not a one time event, but an ongoing commitment to building a culture where learning is valued and supported at every level. As a continuous improvement coordinator, the Learning Forward standards provide a comprehensive framework that aligns closely with my daily responsibilities. Together, these standards reinforce the importance of using evidence, fostering collaboration, building leadership capacity, and maintaining a relentless focus on student success. They remind me that sustainable school improvement is achieved through intentional actions, continuous learning, and a collective commitment to growth for both educators and students.